It's so amazing. Like, I can't put it into words actually. It's really hard to describe the feeling because I've been dreaming about making these films for such a long time. This week has been so emotional on so many levels that I can't explain to you. When I'm recording this, I think it's 26,000 people subscribing. Ah! It's so insane! It's so amazing! Like, I can't put it into words actually. It's really hard to describe the feeling because I've been dreaming about making these films for such a long time. And now this summer I finally decided to make the step and just do it. And now you really showed up and you're here watching, and that feels amazing. Like, I'm just so thankful that you're here. I've started crying so many times this week because it's so many emotions that comes up, and every time I listen to like a music or something, it just brings it up even more. So sitting in the car yesterday, just crying my eyes out to a metal song for some reason. I don't know, it was a really hardcore song, but a lot of emotions came up. I had to sit in a parking lot actually outside our grocery store to wait for the tears to stop. So yeah, it's an emotional roller coaster to have you watching this and be a part of it. And once again, I'm so thankful. And yeah, let's get on with this video. By the way, a few days ago I got a hold of something super exclusive, something that very few people get to see, and I'm gonna surprise Christina with it. So I'm bringing her along on a road trip. She knows we're going somewhere, but she has no idea where, and she's like the most curious person I've ever met. So it's gonna be so fun to show her that and show you as well. So that's gonna be later in the video and later today, so stick around.
Oh my god. You get started.
It's not dangerous at all. I can breathe it all day. When I picked you up the very first time in Sundsvall.
Because
I thought it was so funny that a few of you, at least in the comments, thought that we were giving to a vegan diet for some reason. I don't know why anyone would do that, honestly. They need meat, so they're wolves, so they should eat meat. So this is what we're serving her right now. Raw elk meat from the forest around here. It's from the hunters that live around us in the neighborhood, so to speak. So I chopped this up and put it in some warm water to soften up a bit. Elk meat and some bit of warm water. That's it. Sí. Venta. Besides the meat, we're giving her canned and dried food as well, produced especially for long distance runners like her. If you've seen my previous videos, you know this one is called the main cabin, or storstugan as we say in Swedish, and that's because that was the first cabin here on the property. And we have 3 more as you've seen on the previous videos, but this is the main one, and it's from 1907, so it's quite old and has a lot of history in it, and I'm gonna show you later. It's like a I have like a scribblings on the wall from the previous owners, and I found that really cool and interesting to see, like, yeah, there was actually people here before us. And me and Christina are actually the first people that are living here full time. This is actually just built as a summer house, and that's why it's so freaking cold in the winter, because it's not insulated at all. So these are the timber walls, and yeah, that's all it is. It's no insulation on the inside or outside. This is just it. And as you can see, it is some things to fix. Like these go straight through, so I need to plug those up before winter comes. One of the biggest preparations we are going to do before winter comes is actually these doors. They are really beautiful and have a lot of history, but they're so thin it don't keep the warm inside the house at all. It's just leaking right through. So yeah, they're really beautiful, but a bit old and too thin actually. So we have talked to a carpenter, is that the word for it? I think so. Snickare, we say in Swedish, that we are going to custom make a door for this cabin, so it looks like the old ways, how they made doors, so it fits the style of the cabin. Now I am on the inside of the cabin, and you can see how much gap there is in the doorway and down here as well. Yeah, it's just leaking right through. And that's okay for now, but in like a month or two it's gonna be -25, and that's gonna be a problem. Before I show you guys what we are planning to do with the roof in a couple of weeks, I thought we would talk materials. It may not sound very sexy to talk about materials, but I think it's super important actually. This material right here is the standard actually, at least in Sweden, to insulate with. And the problem with that, as you can see, I'm using a glove to just hold this. And this is the standard in every building construction right now. And that's a bit worrying, I think, because it irritates skin, eyes, the airwaves, and some studies even show that it might cause cancer. So like, why would you put something in your walls where you're sleeping, where you're cooking your food, where you're living? Why would you put something like this in the walls? Like, you're gonna get that in your body, in your skin, and that's not, in my opinion, that's not very smart. So this is what we're using instead. This material right here. It's just falling all over, and as you can see, I'm not wearing a glove. This is just recycled newspaper. That's it. I can just, you know, do this. It's not dangerous at all. I can breathe it all day. Probably stuck in my beard right now, and that's fine. I just wanted to show you that, like, it's important to think about what you're surrounding yourself with. It may not be even like the materials in your house. Think about the clothes you're wearing. This is a wool shirt, just made from cheap, and that's as natural as it can get. If I'm sweaty and out working, it doesn't smell. Like, it's such a super power in this wool clothing, for example, and using the recycled newspapers is also kind of a superpower, that we're just saving the environment a bit as well, because by using the recycled newspapers we don't have to cut down trees to create stuff like this. Hope you get my point. Let's show you the roof so you can see what we're planning to do in a couple of weeks. In a few weeks my friend Niklas is coming over and helping me with the roof actually, because I can't do it on my own, and he's a really professional carpenter, so that's gonna help out a lot. So we're actually lifting the whole roof. We're removing all the metal sheets. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but the metal we have on the roof right now. to keep it dry. So we're lifting that off, raising the roof about 4 decimeters, and then putting in the material I just showed you, you know, the one I rubbed in my face, and then put the metal sheets back on again. We really need to get it done soon before winter comes. You can see in the background the leaves are starting to turn red and yellow, and that's a bit of a warning that it's getting colder. This morning when we woke up we had like 10 degrees Celsius in the bedroom, so it's getting colder. And I don't have a problem with it yet, but Christina is a bit pickier because she hasn't experienced it yet. So, and I don't blame her at all. It is really chilly, but I like to sleep in the cold, but not minus 25. That's a bit too much. Now I'm gonna climb downstairs again, pick up Tuss, and then we're heading to the forest. How do you like those drone shots, by the way? They are actually just made possible thanks to my lovely community at Patreon. It's a place where I share behind the scenes content, recipes, before and after pictures, and I do Patreon only live streams. And they actually helped me name this guy as well. So they named it Elsa after the first female pilot, actually. I thought that was kind of fitting. So if you want to be a part of this lovely community on Patreon and support me and this channel as well, you can just hit the link below and you can find your way there. Hope to see you there. It's so nice to be out here. Like, I've been sitting in front of a computer so much the recent days because a lot of you guys have showed up on the YouTube channel, and I've been just answering comments all day long, and I just really needed to get back out here and just be alone with Tuss and reconnect with nature, I think. I find it really interesting to at least try to find the balance between the digital world and this like raw nature, because I really love sitting in front of a computer and answering you guys with all the comments, but it actually stopped me from being outside here alone and actually creating new films. Like, I feel almost like a guilt that you took the time to write me a comment on the video, and I feel so guilty not responding to it. But the latest video has like 1,000 comments, and it's like it taken me so much hours each day to answer, and I love doing it, I really do, but it kept me from making new films. So I just had to close the laptop, go outside with Tuss, and just try to find some new inspiration. And here I am. Like, it's such a lovely day, the air is so crisp, and inspiration is back. It's kind of a funny thing about huskies, actually, because they are more like cats than dogs sometimes. You know, like a normal dog would just come running if you want them to come, but if you call a husky, they're like, no, I have something else planned. You do you, and I will stay here. Just look at this. Hey, gumman. Hey, Kalle. Kalle, gumman. Hey. Tussen, kom. Kom da, gumman. Ja, kom da. Kom da. Kom da, tjejen. Kom da. Sweden may be known for its never-ending forest systems, but the reality is that we barely have any real forest left. Only 10% of our original forest remain untouched. The rest has been cut down by the forest industries. This is the result of our modern world today. I mean, look at this. This is just depressing. It's just so, it just feels dead and abandoned somehow. Like it's a totally different feeling when you step out here. Well, this is my least favorite part of our modern world, I think. After the walk we rested for a few hours, but then it was time to get ready for our road trip and Christina's surprise. So we packed the car and started driving south.
I have been guessing the whole way, like, what are we going to do? And it seems so rare. It seems so weird that we actually are driving 4 hours. We have been sitting in the car, I feel, all day. And this is something I have no clue about. It can be a concert, it can be a show or somehow, because it's a corona.
And just so you know, Christina is the most curious person I've ever met, so this is actually killing her right now.
I think it was so hard because I was like, no idea what clothes to wear. I have no idea. I was sitting here like a whole day. I just want to answer. I don't know what it is. I just want to tell you that Kalle, you know, last time he did that was the hike video, and if you've seen that, you know how that turns out.
I'm so exhausted.
He did a surprise walking from my parents as well. My mom's first reaction when I told her that Kalle is going to do a surprise for me was, oh no.
They have no belief in me at all. Yeah, we'll soon be there and then we'll reveal the surprise, I guess.
Kalle have now driving me out to a field.
Yeah. We're almost there, but I think there might be signs of where we're going soon, so I would rather tell her now than just her discovering it on the road. So
I hope you're going riding.
we're not going riding.
I'm a horse girl, so that's my hope.
Okay.
No.
Do you remember the first song we ever listened to in this car? When I picked you up the very first time in Sundsvall.
Are we going to see the tallest man of the earth?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He's playing live in front of just 50 people in a barn. So it's gonna be him, us, a few other people, and then good surprise.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I told you. And there's actually another version of it as well. He is playing, but he's also playing with Clara Söderberg, which is one of the half of First Aid Kit. So Clara Söderberg is playing with Christian from, the tallest band on earth. You might already have guessed it, but of course we can't film inside of the concert, but they're actually playing up there in that secluded bar, and it's gonna be so cool. I've seen this guy perform 2 times before, but it's the first time for Christina, and he's such a talent, and it's gonna be cool to see Clara for the first time as well. So.
Call me out, tiger. Call me out, why don't you love? Lift me up higher above the clouds, won't you love? When the scenery is right, go right in. I wanna fall deep within. Don't leave me hanging just 'cause I'm too proud. Whisper away my outdated doubts. Somebody do me the courtesy, dress me down. I'm not that old yet, I'm far too young to not stand my ground. But my ways are mine and I don't wanna change, not even for love.
What are we making tonight?
Oh, I'm crying. A new recipes we haven't made before. It's called winter curry with sweet potato. Oh my God. With sweet potato and green beans. Oh my God. Det er sweet potato.
It's coming right up, honey.
No, when you have recipes and the picture looks so beautiful, but it never does look like that when you have made the food.
It smells amazing though.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I wish I could like get it into you guys. The smell, I mean.
And over here we have the reality of cooking. And anyone guess what this is, by the way? Comes from birch tree. Maybe that could be a clue. So what do you feel about all these, winter preparations? Do you feel prepared?
Not at all. I have actually been really stressed. Because I've been visiting you in the winter, in December.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of snow. And I know it's very different than I'm used to in Denmark.
In Denmark they don't even have snow anymore, ever.
Used to have, but not not more. So I'm not used to this kind of weather we're going to have here. And I don't feel we're ready. Not at all.
No. I know what I'm getting myself into because I've been here before. So I think I'm not as stressed as you are, because I know what's coming. But last year there was not that much snow at all, actually. It was really warm winter. And you thought that was a lot of snow.
Do you remember me? Was like, wow, you have so much snow. And you were like, what?
It was barely nothing, actually. And it's like, it's one thing if it's warm and cozy inside all the time, but as you've seen, we haven't fixed the door yet, we haven't fixed the roof yet, so yeah, exciting times come right up.
But aren't you stressed? Because some of the true life, I got really angry yesterday on you, because the door isn't ready yet. And I was like, if it's not ready, I'm going to get back to Denmark. Like,
she was not happy at all. And
so are you stressed?
I guess I should be, based on your voice right now. No, I'm not stressed, because I've talked to the people that is building the door, and they're really good craftsmanship. And I would like to get it done more sooner, and that's totally on me. I should have started earlier, but time just flies by sometimes. And I think that's a good way. You are complimenting me. You're pushing me to do the things I really want to do, but sometimes it's just easier to stick my head in the sand and like, whoop, the problem doesn't exist. Woo, 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 woo. You know that? Yeah. Even if it's like a door or a difficult email or anything, it's just so easier to take, like, just ignore it, and it will probably get fixed. But I don't think a door will just magically appear.
But of course we're a team, honey, so
thank you.
I'm not running to Denmark.
That would be so sad.
It's just the only thing that works, So you get started. Yeah.
But the problem is, so much is on my shoulders.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry for that, honey. I really am.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, she made a really big sacrifice moving here. So I feel like I can easily take that on. Like fixing the door and the roof and everything. That's totally fine. It's a bit stressful, but I think that's so worth it, because you left your whole home country and everything.
Just to put you guys into the situation, if we're not fixing the door and the roof, we will only be able to be here in the living room. The bedroom will be real cold, and if it's going to be like minus, I don't know, 20?
Yeah, easily.
Maybe we wouldn't be able to sleep in the bedroom.
Yeah, last winter I actually moved the bed downstairs, because that was easier to keep me warm down here than upstairs, because the roof is not insulated at all. So all the heat that's building up during the day when we have the fire going just disappears straight through the roof right now.
So we will have no bedroom, no office, and no hallway. We will have a kitchen and a living room.
And a lot of love. Isn't that enough?
I don't want to live like that, honey. I love you very much, but being with you in 2 rooms for so many months, I will that would test our relationship, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say thank you and congratulations, because you actually set a personal record. This is the longest video I've ever done, so that's the longest video you watched of mine ever. So yay! Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, you can do that down below. That will be really helping me and the channel out, and liking the video as well. So I will see you guys next week again. I love you. In the digital world, digital, between the digital, digital, is that so hard to say? Digital, between the digital world, digital. Maybe I should just quit talking English altogether and go back to Swedish. Eller vad säger ni? Är det lättare att förstå mig om jag pratar så här kanske? I guess not.